Hello, and welcome to Introduction to Business. I'm your Professor John Harvey, and this week you are working on Chapter 14 of the text. So, kind of a light week. You don't have two chapters at once. You just got one to focus on, and that's nice. I wanted to jump in a little bit and talk about product lifecycle. So, the textbook covers quite a bit of this, and I feel like they do a really good job on that. But it made me think about Lucky Charms. So as I was growing up, I used to love eating Lucky Charms, and it was always amazing to me how they would come out with new things. So those that may or may not remember Lucky Charms, I mean, it's still out there, but it's like the cereal, and they always had this these marshmallows that were in the little mini marshmallows, and they're all part of the rainbow. So it was like, you'd have blue diamonds and purple horseshoes and all these kind of things, right? So what was interesting is they were always coming out with new marshmallows in there, and so it was always fascinating. I can remember watching commercials, I know, dating myself, on Saturday mornings, and looking at the cereal and then going, oh wow, they've got purple horseshoes this time, or oh, they've got rainbows in them, or oh, they've got whatever. And it was always like this kind of neat thing to see, and I'd never really put it together. But when you have a product that's kind of a mature product, what you end up doing is you end up extending it over and over. And so in the case of Lucky Charms, it had been around for a long time. I mean, Lucky Charms has been around for a long time. But to stay kind of at that mature level, or that maturity level, and not fall into the decline stage of a product, what they do is they kind of extend it. They add these little bits to it. And it's like, oh, you've had Lucky Charms before, but you've never had Lucky Charms before with pink unicorns, or or whatever the new thing is, right? And you go, oh, that's right, I haven't, and so you buy it again. That's different than a brand new cereal, right, where they get rid of that. They know Lucky Charms has value. They, people like the product, but having these little extensions is a way to kind of extend that maturity phase of the product in that product life cycle. So you kind of hold it there as long as you can, and for them it's just a slight tweak or tune change to the product, right, where they they've got a mold or whatever, and they change the color, and they change the mold and change the color, and these little things, and it's not that big a deal. It's not like creating a new cereal. Well, they got to figure out how are we going to do the oats, and how are we going to do the marshmallows, and how are we going to do the packaging and all that stuff. It's like they've got all that together. So these little iterations are easy enough for them to do, but for us as consumers, it extends our interest in them for a longer period of time. So you can think about this, and now that I've talked about it, you're going to see this all over the place, right? You'll see like sodas that have just a hint of this new thing in it, right? Well, it's because that soda's been around for a long time, and they're trying to extend that the maturity part of the life cycle. So very different than an innovative or a growth phase or any of those others. And so I kind of wanted to call that out and just let you guys think about that one. The other thing I want to talk about is just remind you guys that the business evaluations are due, so make sure and get those in. And if you have any questions on those, please reach out to me. I am looking forward to reading those and responding to you guys here shortly on that. So yeah, just a reminder, make sure and get those papers in. These are big points. This is worth like 100 points. So this is a whole grade level. So if you had an A and you didn't do this, you'd end up with a B in the class. So you don't want to miss this thing. This is big money. Make sure and get it in. All right, guys, with that, have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. All right.